Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to Low Carb Recipe Ideas. Today we're going to make a low carb cauliflower soup. A lot of my recipes lately have been cauliflower, but they're so low in carbs, it's awesome. So we're going to make a delicious soup for this cold weather that's starting to come around. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was I took a small cauliflower and I de-leafed it, and I've broken up most of the head of the cauliflower already, and I just wanted to show you sort of what I do is I just break off the little ends of the florets and just have small pieces. And when I have a big chunk like this, I don't waste it because the stem, everything of the cauliflower tastes the same as the florets, so I use it all. So I just break it all up into small pieces. There we go. Now, like I said, I don't waste any of the cauliflower, so this was part of the cauliflower that the stems or whatever from the florets that I'm going to put it in with it, because I will be pureeing some of this cauliflower and I'll just throw that in because that's totally going to work in the soup. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and we're going to put it in the pot and we will melt it. I've got my butter melted. We're going to add, it's approximately a cup of diced onions. And we're going to saute them with 2 cloves of minced garlic. So we'll saute them for approximately 10 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. So now I have 2 stalks of chopped up celery. I'm going to add that in with the onions and the butter, and a teaspoon of fresh ground ginger. So we're going to cook that for another 4 to 5 minutes. Get it all nice and soft. So we've got our onions, our celery, garlic, ginger, all sauteing in here. Now we're going to add 8 cups of chicken stock or chicken broth. Now I'm using chicken broth. I usually pick it up at Costco, and you can buy it in bulk. So I'm putting 8 cups of, it's actually organic chicken broth into the pot. Now here is the product here. It's a very good product. It has nice flavor and there's no carbs in it. We're going to throw in a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. I don't know if I'm saying it properly or not, but that's the product there. And we'll throw in 1 bay leaf. I've turned it up to get it boiling again. And then I'm going to put in my cauliflower. Now, if you remember correctly, I am going to use this because there's nothing wrong with it. I will be taking some of it out and pureeing anyway. So these are the florets for my cauliflower. There we go. So we're going to turn it up and get it cooking until my cauliflower is all soft. So my soup has been cooking for approximately 25 minutes. The cauliflower is nice and tender. So I've just taken my little screen here and I'm going to scoop up about a cup and a half of the cauliflower. And we're going to go to a food processor and we're going to process it. So I've got my little Ninja machine here, and I'm going to take my cauliflower and I'm going to put it into the Ninja. And I want you to be very careful because it's very, very hot. Now I've got this big piece here that needs to be pureed. go. So we're going to put the lid on. Now there was enough moisture in the cauliflower itself so that it was easy to mash. Okay, now we're going to add this back into our soup. So now I'm going to remove the bay leaf from the soup, set that aside. And I've got my cauliflower all pureed, or part of it pureed. And this will help make it thicker without having to, like a lot of the recipes they like to put mashed potatoes in and stuff, and if we just use the same product, this will start making our soup creamier, and it's going to be a lot nicer. So I'm just going to turn this up a little bit more, and I'm going to let it cook some more. Now we're going to add a half of the lime, so I just squeezed my lime. And we're going to pour that into the soup. And we need salt and pepper to taste. And this is something that you're going to have to just put some in and taste it and decide whether or not you've got enough for the flavor. So I'm just going to turn this up, and I'm going to let it cook for another 15 minutes. And our soup should be ready to go. Here's my low-carb cauliflower soup. I've sprinkled a little bit of cheese on top and let it melt into the soup, and it's absolutely delicious. So I hope that you take the time and go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com and check out this recipe and the other recipes that I have. You take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.